phrase industrial design, they often picture sleek furniture, futuristic gadgets, or maybe even the newest Apple product. But that's not what it is about at all. But what many don't realize is that industrial design is not just about objects, it's about communication. Every sketch, model, and prototype, each is a conversation between ideas, discipline, and people. In that way, industrial design is more than a creative field. It's a discourse community built into shared goals, specialized language, and collaboration. Today's talk explores how industrial designers function as a discourse community. Through their models of communication, genres, and values, designers bring together creativity and practicality. This talk also examines how their tools, from physical prototypes to digital models, shape how they think and work together. Understanding this community often gives you a deeper look into how design connects imagination with innovation. Every discourse community starts with a shared purpose. For industrial designers, that is problem solving through design. Now, designers usually are tasked with turning complex ideas into usable, meaningful products. To achieve this, they rely heavily on collaboration and visual communication. According to Alex J. Driver, in the International Journal of Design, industrial designers play a vital role in the scientific research by transforming abstract concepts into tangible forms through sketches and prototypes. The author notes that designers help scientists in early stages by sketching, prototyping, and turning abstract concepts into the idea that can be tested. This shows that designers are not just finishing products, they are shaping in every single direction of the research. The genres from such sketches and models serve as communication tools that help the teams visualize and test ideas way before they're even finalized. This communication is key to industrial design discourse community. Designers often work across disciplines with engineers, marketers, as well as scientists. The ability to translate between visuals and technical languages become a defining feature in this community. Every drawing and/or model is both an artifact and a message, showing how communication is embedded in design. A second defining feature in industrial design community is the collaboration and open nature. Modern designers rely on shared platforms and collaborative creativity to create new ideas. However, this openness also produces a couple of problems with accessibility and equality within this community. Silvia Gaspato articles, Open Source Collaboration and Access, Critical Analysis of Openness in the Design Field, explores this tension. She explains while some open source platforms allow the wider collaboration, they can also create a barrier between the designers who lack access to the digital tools and networks. Gaspato writes that openness in design is not always truly open, if only selected groups can take a full advantage of it. This idea challenges the notion that collaboration automatically means inclusivity. It doesn't. It reveals how discourse communities, even creative ones, have hidden boundaries. For industrial designers, access to tools like 3D modeling software like CAD, collaborative platforms, and funding determines how can really participate. And funding determines who can really participate. Despite this, the communication continues to prioritize sharing ideas, learning from one another, and pushing creative boundaries. The industrial design community commitment to collaboration reflects Schwab's concept of discourse communities, where members share not just goals and genres, but also mechanisms of communication. Online design repositories, digital sketchbooks, and portfolio sites have become common spaces where designers learn, critique, and grow together. These practices sustain the community's collective identity while also challenging it to become more equipped and accessible. Industrial design is inseparable from its tools. From pencils and sketchbooks to advanced CAD software, tools shape not only how designers create, but how they think and interact. The community's reliance on digital infrastructure introduces new possibilities, but it also introduces new limitations. Lindsay Porter's article, Devious Design, Digital Infrastructure Challenges for Experimental Infography, explains how technology can both help and hinder creative professionals. She writes that digital systems can hold back designers as much as they help them, because these platforms often restrict flexibility and improvisation that define design thinking. In the industrial design community, this means that while tools like digital modeling and prototyping have made communication faster, they have also created a dependency on software and systems that might not align perfectly with the different creative flows. Designers must constantly adapt to new programs, manage compatibility issues, and work within digital frameworks that sometimes restrain. Despite these challenges, tools remain at the heart of designer communication. Every discourse community has genres and specialized language that define its identity. In industrial design, genres include sketches, renderings, physical prototypes, and digital models. They are more than deliverable, they are methods of thinking. A design sketch communicates potential, and a rendering conveys realism, and prototyping invites feedback. Together, they form a shared language that members and communities understand intuitively. The terminology of an industrial designer also reflects its hybrid nature. Terms like human-centered, ideation, or iteration carry a specific meaning within the community. These words represent both mindset and method, shaping how designers communicate ideas and values. This shared vocabulary helps newcomers learn the expectations of the field and gives them an experienced member a framework to critique and discuss. In this sense, industrial design mirrors the characteristics of any nature discourse community. It has common goals, specialized language, and recognizes genres and a system of teaching new members how to participate effectively. The more engaged with the practice, the more fluent they become in the community visuals and concept language. Industrial design is often described as the art of making ideas tangible, but it's also the art of communication. Designers express through sketches, collaborate through prototypes, and connect through shared digital spaces. Their discourse community thrives on collaboration, creativity, and the ability to translate complex concepts into human-centered solutions. As Robert Al suggests, industrial designers are not just finishers of ideas, but co-creators of meaning. Gaspacho reminds us that openness requires true accessibility, while Porter highlights the importance of tools that empower rather than constraint. Together, these insights reveal that industrial design is not just a professional field. It's a network of communication that involves with technology and human imagination. The discourse community of industrial design demonstrates how people use creativity not just to make objects, but to build an understanding. In this way, design becomes more than a profession. It becomes a language that connects through to reality, one idea at a time. Thank you so much.